Today, corn fritters, Benedict with crab meat. And I got Mom's recipe. I've added a couple of things to it to really make these things crispy. There's no substitute for crispy corn fritters. That nice crunch you get when you take that first bite into your fritter. Okay, let's get started with the hollandaise sauce. The first thing is 4 egg yolks. 1, and now 4. Now squeeze into your container 1/2 of a lemon and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. But I like a little Frank's hot sauce or Tabasco sauce. That's going to put a nice little tang to the hollandaise. And now the great secret, Himalayan pink ghee. This ghee is wonderful. It's better than butter because it has a higher burn temperature and it keeps the hollandaise from curdling up, and it just helps so much make that hollandaise nice and creamy and lush. Now, let's take 2/3 of a cup of this ghee and put it in the microwave for 90 seconds. While we're waiting for the ghee to heat up, let's go ahead and add a teaspoon of Dijon mustard and really get this blended up well. Okay, let's get the ghee from the microwave. And let's add it into this mixture blender very slowly, and let's keep blending until we get this nice thick deal. So this is going to take a minute or two, but just keep blending and blending and blending until it gets there. It's going to be worth it. Well, let's give this a taste test. See what we got here. I defy you. I absolutely defy you to find a better hollandaise sauce than this. This is precious, precious sauce. Man, I just can't help myself. This stuff is good. Okay, now to keep this hollandaise sauce nice and smooth and not curdle up, we're going to put this in a pan of warm water on the stove while we fix the fritters. If this gets too cold now, the ghee will start to curdle up a little bit, and it'll still taste good, but it won't look nice and creamy, which is what we're looking for. So let's get this over here to the pan. And now we're ready to start making the fritters. First thing we need to do is get the oven going here, and you notice I've got 2 skillets here. We're going to prepare some of the corn in one skillet and then actually make the fritters in a second skillet. Skillet number 1, about a medium heat, and skillet number 2 over here, about a medium heat. And of course, let's get some ghee in there. Let's go over the ingredients. Everything's ready. Got 3 cups of fresh corn in here. Actually, this is frozen corn, but fresh corn would be better, but not that time of year, but these are corn kernels. Here I've got 6 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, about a 1/4 cup of chopped green onions, about a tablespoon of cornstarch, a little salt, a beaten egg, crab meat right here, and I've got some red peppers, which are going to bring this to a little color. So the first thing we want to do, we're going to take about half of this corn and get it in a blender. We're going to blend this up, and this is going to help make everything crispy. Let's take the remainder of the corn and put it in a skillet here. We're just going to kind of brown it a little. So you can see how we're getting a nice golden brown here, and that's bringing out the flavor. So let's get that in the mixing bowl back here and get on to the next step. All right, let's loosen this pan up here with a little bit more ghee. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take this emulsified stuff and we're going to reduce this down, and this is going to add tremendously to the ability to make this nice and crispy when we cook it. This will take a lot of the water out of the corn, and that's good. Now you can see how this is getting really all that moisture out, and sticky, and a lot of flavor in that crusty stuff there. So let's get this into the pot here. Scrape a little of this off. That's good flavor right there. Okay, now we're done with this. Get our corn over here and start adding ingredients. And let's add our lightly beaten egg in here. Stir that in. Our little red peppers. Some green onions, chopped. Just a touch of salt. 6 tablespoons of flour. 2 tablespoons of Parmesan. And 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. That's going to help. Cornstarch is really going to help make this nice and crispy. Crispy is the goal. Mix that in really good. And don't forget, of course, the crab meat. That's probably half a cup. Get all that mixed in. Okay, let's move that over to the stove here. Let's get one in here. What do we got? About the size of a golf ball. And take our spatula, kind of flatten them out a little. These are going to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. You can kind of peek them. They get golden brown on one side, then you flip them over. Take a little peek here. Ooh, look how nice and brown that is. Exactly what you want to see. Now look at this. That is a nice plate of fritters. And we're going to use this to make fritters Benedict with crab meat, poached egg, and hollandaise sauce. And while we're doing all this, I poached a couple of eggs. There we go. And then, of course, the hollandaise sauce, which we kept warming up in water. Remember that? So let's put some of that on. Let's put a lot of that on there. Look at that. Okay. We've got some more crab meat. Get some of that on top of there just for a little extra. And now, maybe a little fresh chopped basil for a little garnish. Now how about that? Does that look good? This is my recipe. You won't find this anywhere. This is corn fritter Benedict with hollandaise sauce and crab meat. You're going to enjoy this. Well, you know what they say, clean kitchen is a happy kitchen. Hey, this kitchen's pretty happy today, although it's borderline. So enjoy this. This is a great treat. You're gonna love it. Adios and yum yum.